It was another absolute motorsport Acelith masterclass last time out at Bathurst as they got yet another one to finish. But it wasn't championship leader Alessandro Porta who ended up on the top step of the podium. Instead, it was his teammate Marcello Caserta who tasted victory for the first time in Apex Racing League. Tonight, we head to Aragon for the first time in the GT3 trophy history and see who is going to come out on top in our two races we have tonight. Welcome to Apex Racing TV. My name is Sam Fitzpatrick. I have once again alongside me David Sampson. And David, we go to a track that we are not familiar with whatsoever. I don't think either of us have done an official race around this track yet. And it's going to be a similar learning process for these drivers on a track which, from what I've heard, at least from pretty much everyone who's tried it, demands a lot of practice to get to your top pace.
Yeah, I've not done an official lap, let alone an official. It looks good though. I do actually, watching the onboards and the replays I've seen, and I have, spectated a race or two. It seems like a good flow. It seems fast. It's like a very fast track. Lots of track limits need to be used to the maximum. Lots of anti-cuts that you mustn't cut. It looks like it's going to be an interesting race. But yeah, most of all, I'm looking forward to learning the track as we go.
Yes, and the drivers have got those two races, like I said earlier on, a 30-minute race one, apologies, a 25-minute race one, 30-minute race two, the top 10, reversed from the race one results to form the race two grid. So it should be a really entertaining round. So far, this format has produced some of the best racing we've seen all season. Let's have a look at the calendar for this season because we are pretty close to the end of the championship. I haven't got long to go. I've got Montreal next week. I'm really looking forward to that one of my favourite circuits in the world. And Okayama to round out the season, a circuit that everyone knows ever so well after doing their rookies back in the MX-5s, undoubtedly, for that one. But let's have a look at the championship standings as well, and Porter pretty much within touching distance now of the title. I mean, like, Delaval has never been far behind him, but he's, apart from Daytona, Delaval's never able to take significant points out of Porter, who has really in the last few rounds taken it up another level. He just continues to prove why he's the best driver in the series.
Yeah, Delaval may have taken a very consistent point run out of every single race, but Porter's getting those wins, scoring the maximum points at many races, and that's where we're seeing the difference. But yeah, no, it's been we're seeing the difference with the drop weeks, right? That's why the numbers look a little bit different than previous weeks. So yeah, still all to play for. It's nice to see how far Tofts has come after missing the first round.
Absolutely, yeah. He's up into 5th place in the championship. Caserta, who took his first race win last time out, a little bit of a surprise race win. Honestly, he hadn't really fought for one so far in the season. We managed to take a big 140 points, so he's up into 6th place. Still White up there as well. In the Pro-Ams, still Michael Hooper is leading that one ahead of Del Piccolo. And Hooper lost a couple of points last time out. Del Piccolo finished 1 place ahead of him. The gap in the championship went from 25 points to 23 points. Del Piccolo needs a couple more good results, though, 3 rounds to cut that deficit. That's probably the most competitive championship we've got, because in the AMS, Nikolai Agard, who has been in fantastic form recently, and he's a little bit like Porter, just being a driver who's been able to eke that out at almost every round.
Yeah, he's been dominant. He could hold his own in, dare I say, in Pro-Ams. I would be interested to see where he'd be sat. I didn't actually check. Do we know the...
I could give you that. You'd be 5th in the Pro-Ams.
Yeah,
4 points off Mark Hutchinson in 4th.
Yes, that's very impressive. Very impressive.
Yeah, good stuff from him. And yeah, we'll see if they can change that championship order at all, any of those drivers. Let's look at the teams as well. And Bathurst really just exaggerated the advantage that Absolute Motorsport Acelith have got, and it's up to 600 points now. One of their first 1-2s, it's generally been Porter, who's been quite dominant. Delaval always, 3rd pretty much in every race. Yeah, Della Chaz Racing Lab Esports up into 3rd place. They could still get 2nd place, which I think, considering they were late to sign up to the series, would be a decent result for them.
100%.
We can look at the track now. And it's there it is. Do you want to talk us through it, David?
It is a high-speed, precise track. Very high speed. So obviously my usual reference nowadays is more GTP. But it is amazing how many of these are high-speed precision corners. You're going to get a lot of understeer if you get this corner wrong or miss the apex. And to get the lap time, you've really got to cut you spend most of your time off the track with just a little bit of your tyre hugging those apexes. So it's going to be interesting, especially at the start of the race with these sweeping corners. Hopefully we can get through the first couple of corners as they tighten up and everyone's looking to carry speed.
Yeah, we did have some problems in prototypes yesterday. Thomas Mork, moving across, he actually collided with his own teammates because he went into turn 1 and just moved slightly to the left and sort of got in the path of his teammate ahead. It was one of those instances, a bit like what we saw at Smith at Red Bull Ring, where he moved ahead, then broke, and that was sort of the reason why it kicked off. Had a fantastic broadcast with Avery McDonald yesterday, actually, and he came up with some of the corner names. So obviously we've got turn 1, turn 4 and 5 are now called Scott Charu. Turn 7 that you just saw, Penny Pincher, because it's a bit of a pinching shape. This one, I don't know what this one's called. This one has got a name. It's one of the few ones that has got a name. Sakatokorjos is that name, but everyone knows it as the corkscrew because it's the corkscrew. So the one corner that is named on this track isn't really called that. And you got Mark Marquez at turn 10. This is the swooper because you swoop in and you swoop out. That was Avery's logic on that one. And then you got the long back straight, which looks insane long because this place is in the middle of nowhere, and because it's just absolutely dead straight, it just seemingly goes on forever. It is, to be fair, I think about 800 meters long, but it's not quite as long on this layout because we take a fast left-hander, and on the track map I think you'll see we take the hairpin, but we actually just peel off beforehand and have a very quick 16 and 17, which is the motorcycle layout, which I think the jury's out whether it's better or not. I think to drive it's probably a bit better because that final corner is really demanding on your front tyres. It goes on forever.
Yeah, those sort of, and like you said, there's no references in the distance. This is a very the straight also looks long, not just because it's flat and there's nothing there, but it's almost, what is it, downhill and uphill?
So you see all of it.
Correct, you see it. Yes, looks like a very long, like Vegas strip. And then this left-hander, it's essentially like a double left-hander, right?
Yeah.
Where you apex.
Well, there's a super late apex. It sort of turns and then goes straight, and then there's a little short acute apex at the end of it, but you sort of swoop through it all in one go.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting how people defend, and if people want to go deep and try and focus on the exit and get the power down. Let's see. It's going to be an interesting race for sure. We'll see how much people was experiencing here as well, because I'm sure this will be lots of people's first time racing. They might have practiced, but obviously IMS was here this week. But yeah, be interesting to see how everyone performs. Yeah,
it was certainly the case in the prototype last time, and it caused a little bit of a mix-up in the order, so expect to see that. Hopefully we'll see a couple of the Iberian drivers do well on this track as well. But we will head off for a slight moment, and when you rejoin us, we'll be trackside at Aragon for the remainder of our qualifying session.
Are you struggling for consistency in your sim racing? Does your iRating look like a roller coaster? If so, we have good news for you. The way to get more consistent is to first understand what you're doing differently than the professionals. And VRS is the answer. With our competitive subscription, you will have the telemetry, setups, tutorials, and everything else you need to fully analyze your driving. Our data packs and the ability to compare your driving with the best in the world will show you exactly where to adjust your inputs, change your driving line, and shave seconds off of your lap times. And our powerful and precise Direct Force Pro wheelbase and precision pedals are being used by some of the world's best drivers. All these champions agree that VRS hardware is not just the best on the market, it's also priced well below the competition. So if you're looking to upgrade to direct drive and the best pedals in sim racing, VRS is your answer. If you want to get better, get faster, and make it happen sooner rather than later, you owe it to yourself to find out why so many people are switching to VRS. You'll be so glad that you did. Visit www.virtualracingschool.com and learn why the best use VRS.
Welcome to qualifying at Motorland Aragon. It's the first time we see footage of this type in the Apex Racing League GT3 trophy. It's the first time that the series has visited this track, and yeah, we are currently in the qualifying session. Thanks to VRS, by the way, who you just saw a trailer for previously, And of course, do check out apexracingsim.com in order to get your VRS equipment. Do thoroughly recommend that one, because with their pedals, their wheelbase, and their wheel rim. But here are the drivers out on track, and of course, as per, we have got the amateurs out, and Nikolai Agard marginally ahead of Jonathan Cook. I mean, it's really out of Cook's... I'd say it's out of Cook's hands. If Cook wins the final couple of rounds, like overall, he's going to win the championship. But in reality, I think he's going to need Agard to have a little bit of an issue in order to recover the deficit, which has grown as the season's gone on.
Yeah, it's still a tight championship, but yeah, no, for sure. There's still enough points on the table to swing the result. But Agard's usually bringing his A game in qualifying, that's for sure. As we're on board with Arthur Mel, VR user, and motion as well.
Yep.
Or just a terribly flexy rig.
Yeah. Really hasn't bolted that easy down well.
I say this every week, but I've tried VR and I've tried motion, but I think trying them both together, I think that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
Especially because VR tech's really moving on. So Arthur's in the Audi. I think it's a good choice here. I think the Audi and Porsche will be the cars, if I had to guess, and I really don't know. I just think cars like the Ferrari and BMW could just do with a little bit more rotation at tracks like this. Like I said, not much time spent on the track. Really maximising the limits at a track like this. So half the time you're on the green. As we go from one green, avoiding the Verstappen, out to the next. By so many high-speed corners though. Seems to be a trend, especially lately with Aragon and one last, Magellan.
Magellan, yep.
Lots of high-speed flowing. Nicely set up, again, off the track. Strange old track.
Heading into Sakakorshos.
Corkscrew.
Or Corkscrew.
Oh, you literally send your whole car off the corkscrew.
Yeah.
You literally, here you can keep your rights on the curbing.
That one's almost flat. Very close to being flat. And then this one's a tricky one, and similar to many corners on this track, you're turning and braking simultaneously.
Yeah, that's going to be difficult later in the race when their tyres start to wear. And on cold tyres, it must not be nice. Yeah, lots of tricky... This is all about, I assume, I haven't done a lap here, but here about sacrificing a bit of your corner before to set up this corner, whereas Arthur Merle seemed to do it the wrong way around. He was very quick into the right and then slow into the left, which is what brings you onto the straight.
See if he takes a particularly arcing line. He's going to go for an... he's leaving a little bit of room there, and then he's a little bit tight there. Can he keep the foot pinned? He can do.
Still, I would have liked to see a later apex and then
Sure.
more early throttle, but I haven't turned a lap. And that livery looks good, by the way. Yeah, I like that.
That was P3 for Merle. It was not an improvement. He was 1/100th off his best lap, so he's consistent.
Yep.
Here's Schwab. With,
Using a big wheel.
Yeah. Or he's a small man. Who knows?
So I think that's the Porsche rim with the flat bottom of, yeah, the Alcantara one, yeah. So yeah, he is small.
I mean, I understand why the drivers don't put their webcam up now, to be honest, when criticising them like this.
Hey, it wasn't a criticism, I'm making a point. The wheel looks small, but in my hands. I think it's gone out of fashion, the rounder rims now in sim racing. Used to be what everyone used, and nowadays Formula rims have become the de facto, I think. And to be honest, that's true in GT, in IRL now. They're
Sure, yeah.
more and more they're moving to a Formula style rim.
Oh, that's my bad cameras seemingly playing up there. Here is Schwab around the final corner. Once again, keeping it absolute pin. We did see Pablo Espes yesterday going for the pole position lap. He basically was level with the pole lap with one corner to go, and he over pushed it. So I'm sort of anticipating someone to overdo it there, and you commit to the corner so early. You get on the power mid corner, and at that point, that's pretty much when it's decided whether or not you're going to go wide or not. And if someone can really nail that final corner, that could be the extra half a tenth that they need in order to get pole position later on. Still Agard top, and he has gone even faster, so he's now 6/10 of a second clear of Kirkin. Agard was up in the top 10 in practice, so you don't expect all the Pro-Ams to beat that. In fact, I think very few Pro-Ams will beat that.
Hello to everyone in chat. Alan, Livingston, Eric, Anders, and Thomas. Yeah, Thomas noticed he was wearing seatbelts. Right at the end there where he was talking, I did notice he was wearing 2 giant green seatbelts with the Porsche rim. But no motion, he said. But I assume some of those seatbelts, I don't know if you've seen, they actually tug on you to simulate the G-forces.
Wow.
And I didn't look like he was doing it, so I'm not sure. I'm hoping it was a T-shirt that looked like he was wearing seatbelts. So I can't imagine seatbelting yourself into the rig. Wouldn't be something I would want to do. But yeah, I have seen those seatbelts before that provide. Carl Sketchley. Well, Agard's first, second, and third are half separated. 49.2, almost 6/10 back is Kirk, and then 1.4 seconds is Mel. Zach in chat, feeling real slow today, just the way we like it. This isn't bad first Zach, you've got to try, mate. Yeah, just got to practice and try now, mate. Sorry.
Apparently, was there a driver last week who said that they used an Aragon set at Bathurst? It worked like a dream.
Yes, someone we interviewed after at the end.
Yeah. So basically, it's the same track, pretty much, Zach. So I don't think you've got any excuse. Livingston saying that Agard needs to be put out of AM. Well, if he wins the title, that will be his amateur career over, and he will get the promotion. Still only 2.2k though is Agard. It's actually Russ Fowler 2.7k, highest I-rated driver. Adam Hedgecock 2.4k.
He definitely drives better than a 2.2k.
Yeah.
Agard could hold 3.6 easy.
Yeah.
And I was telling Sam, I got Eric Rousseff doing officials. It was nice to see, racing at Road Atlanta. Not the best luck in the world, but...
He has lost I-rating.
Yeah.
Somehow.
I'm not proud of getting him to do officials, but he will go the right way soon. You will see.
Sure.
Yeah. Yeah. That's why I wasn't actually going to bring up the subject.
We're going to discuss it later on the late Apex, but how do you think it's going to change the I-ratings for GT cars when these split licenses come in? I mean, what's that going to do with the maths? Is it going to be trickier to gain I-rating now? I imagine it is.
Yeah, trickier because you're going to have all the Formula drivers coming over, and it will saturate. Like you'll have.
That will make it. Will that make it easier? No, that. I didn't.
No, more makes it harder.
I think
surely.
the more popular will become more tricky to gain because you.
Yes, I agree.
But will it? Oh, it
is a tough subject. It does
because of. So if it's a higher soft, but the drivers are less quality.
True, then you'll gain easier. But I don't think the quality will be. I just think it's people who don't. They've got the driving talent. They just.
But I think so. I think it's going to come in 2 stages, where the first couple of years is going to be something, and then we're going to have new drivers come onto the sim who are going to have 1350 single seater and 8k GT.
I feel
and
bad.
I'm just going to ruin it because they're going to do a random single seater race, and they're like obviously 8.5k, but their rating is 1350, and then everyone else who already does single seaters are going to be screwed.
Yeah.
Because they're going against this 1350 guy, who's actually 8k rating, and he's going to steal all their I rating. So it's going to be different in 2 years' time, basically.
I feel bad for new people who I'll be like, oh my god, wow, how did you get 5.5, 5.8 on both? I'm like, well, because when iRacing split it, they just gave me it.
Yeah.
You started on 1350 on each. I started on my Formula Racing started on 5.7.
Yeah, this is a good time to have good I rating.
Correct. I was talking to Jamie actually before the stream because he's like 9.6. He was deciding whether to go for 10 on both. I was like, well, do it now, mate. And
yeah,
you need to get 300, not 600.
Yeah, you need to do half as many races.
Yeah.
Anyway, the first few times they're coming in, but I'm sure, Sketchley up there in P2, but still 0.4 of a second off. That's a good time though from Carl Sketchley. Up ahead of Ubertali. Hooper in 5th place, Del Piccolo in 6th, Hutchinson in 7th. That's the top 3 in the Pro-Am Championship, or 1st, 2nd and 4th, apologies.
Yeah, Agard's lap is looking good. He's got a good clearance on Sketchy, Muller and Ubatali at the moment. Obviously just first lap things. Yeah, Agard could hold his own in Ham. 100% without a shadow of a doubt. So on board with Vaske Lauritsen. We're now watching a Sam Cam. The one behind the hills.
Sorry, I've had a mare.
I'm only playing. You'd just be glad I didn't do them.
I really made an effort as well for exactly that not to happen, and yet I've accidentally made it happen. So, apologies everyone. But the rest of the cameras look nice. We've got movement on some of them. So yeah, it's all right. There's Djokovic like this. We've been moving. And Djokovic, of course, a newer driver to say his most recent registered driver, and he moves to 12th place, but he did not improve. I do like the red wheel rims. Would be good if he submitted a paint though. But to be fair, that white livery, it does stand out. I straight away see that and I think, yeah, that's Djokovic.
Maybe he did submit this and you just didn't realise he's actually sent you a white.
I looked at it. I checked it 2 hours ago. But yeah, red rims, red livery perhaps.
I think I'm running the best livery on iRacing.
Yeah, I think you are.
An orange Apex livery.
Are you going to do the same when it comes to the other Porsches?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, only because I'm good friends with the same guy who's your painter, so I can just get it. He's like, yeah, sure, send it. Okay. Well, the full story is I actually changed it to orange. But when I showed him, he was, well, let's just say he was like, please send me all the files and I'll send you it. I was like, okay, best way to do it is to ruin your work. It's only 3 cars, right? Well, 2 left. My secret plan is to run it permanently, but then I need about 80 cars painted. So
yeah,
that's probably more than just a, hi mate, can you quickly paint them all?
I mean, as long as you got the Apex livery already there, it's just replace green with orange, right?
I opened Photoshop and did color replace dark green for dark orange, light green for orange. Press replay. Obviously, it changed the Apex logos.
Oh, yeah,
it changed everything, and yeah, he wasn't super chuffed.
So Avanzini's definitely going to improve on this lap 2 personal best sectors, albeit it was a very weak sector 3 for Avanzini. He lost some 0.7 of a second to the top driver, so it's not exactly going to propel him up there, and it is just good enough for 13th place. So Thomas seemingly a little bit low on confidence tonight. I'm trying to remember where Avanzini is in the championship. He is in 11th place, to be fair, as Avanzini, so yeah, thought he'd be a little bit higher than that.
Hello, Yannick in chat. Hope you're well, mate.
Already someone's brought up rain.
We'll be talking about it after this race for the entire time on the late Apex.
I reckon it might be the highest, like, proportion of an episode on one topic.
Yeah.
Just the iRacing development update, February 2020.
And I don't think the YouTube title we've picked is clickbaity at all. What do you think?
Oh, I don't actually know what it was. I wasn't there.
All right, so the YouTube thumbnail is basically on the lines of the biggest iRacing update ever.
Okay, yeah, I like that, yeah. I was thinking in my mind, a huge iRacing update announced, but like huge in capital letters.
Oh, okay.
Something.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I think you know we were along the same lines. Do you tune into that? That will be on at 10 GMT in 2 hours.
I never say GMT because I never know if we're on +1, so I just say UK time.
But for the leagues, you gotta be on GMT.
True. So we're on GMT flat right now.
Right now, until March the 30th or something.
I'm not going to remember that. I'll just wait till my phone changes.
Last Sunday of March, it changes the clocks.
I usually just wake up and my phone's weird because it's different to my alarm clock.
Yeah.
And then I know it's happened.
Yeah, the microwave's gone.
Yeah. Everything in the house is gone. I need to just bin it all.
Hutchinson, by the way, improved up to P6. He's up ahead of Hooper, so Hooper having one of his weakest qualifyings for a while. And Agard's time is still absolutely holding up there. I thought 2 or 3 Pro-Ams would beat him, but no one's even come close. And we are coming to the end of our Pro-Am qualifying now at 20 minutes. It's just the drivers who have started a lap who can complete it. Hooper is improving on this lap, but it's not by a big margin. I think right now for Hooper, he might be able to get ahead of Hutchinson and maybe Cook. Yeah, he's about a 10th up so far on Hutchinson. So he's pretty much matching Cook at the moment. So, I mean, Hooper could get P2 here if it's a good final corner, but I'm gonna say 5th place for Hooper here for Team Bear Pope.
So Agard with a brilliant lap. He's got 4 tenths on the Pro-Ams.
Yeah.
That's impressive, because you were saying you didn't think he would hold his own with the Pro-Ams here, based on practice times.
Yeah, I thought two of the Pro-Ams would beat him, but it's not been the case. By the way, Hooper, I was wrong.
Mr. Hedge in chat, I assume that's...
Yes, it is, Mr. Hedgecock.
Alan saying, send in pizza and beer. Well, I've got pizza. We've got pizza. We've got plenty of pizza. What did you go for?
I had the... I think this is a little bit of a... a little bit of a... I think it's a bit of a white person's pizza, where I had like a spicy pizza with like jalapenos, but I got rid of the jalapenos. I got... what did I get instead? Garlic spread and...
Are we going to get away from Eric?
Pepperoni.
Oh, okay.
So there was something spicy in it at least.
Sorry, you're saying pepperoni spicy?
Well, actually, no. Well,
it has...
Well, the pepperoni I got, to be fair, was not.
Okay.
But it can be at times. But again, I'm not helping myself.
I don't think Recef's listening to the broadcast.
Hope he's not. I think Hedgecock listens.
Why would he be concentrating on qualifying? You know, he could just give us a wave. Zach, if you're listening, if the cam goes to you, I want a wave. I suppose he'll be concentrating. This isn't Bathurst. He has to really try.
Yeah. Oh, he hasn't. Oh, no, he has.
There's Zach. He's not listening to the broadcast because pros are already out. I've forgotten.
Zach a little, yeah, a little bit down in Sector 1. I mean, I'm looking at the sectors so far. No one is matching Agard in Sector 1. Oh, actually, Eric Rosseth. Real nice Sector 1 for Eric Rosseth. He's currently the lead driver. But still, we've got 4 sectors on this lap because I think they've taken the MotoGP sectors. MotoGP has 4 sectors rather than 3 sectors as we come accustomed to in car racing. So he is looking dangerous. Tofts with a decent time so far, but he's a couple of tenths down. I think it's only going to be enough to match Sketchley, honestly, for Jacob Tofts. Rosseth's time is still looking very good. He's looking like he's going to take provisional pole. It's Rosseth. He's also going to be the first man across the line. No one is really challenging him at the moment.
Yeah, let's see. Are they doing 1-lap shots? I see him parking. Or is this 2?
There goes Rosseth. Oh, was it not a time? Oh, the lap was so good for Rosseth. And he must have gone off track.
Your tortoise with a 49.1. I actually think I saw him in practice. Was the fastest was your tortoise. He's picking it up as the season goes along. Porter in P3, Cremen 4, Zach 5.
Yeah, Tofts dropped even more time in the end. I thought he was going to match Sketchley, but he ended up a couple of tenths off. Here comes Sam Paoli. He goes to 15. This is a mixed up grid at the moment. Mandanesi has already got a pole position this season down there. Dalaval just short in 2nd place. Porter goes to 6th. Of course, the Absolute Motorsport drivers running in formation as they did at Bathurst, which really worked well for them when they were able to get the front row locked out, which was absolutely the start of their dominance of that race. It was really important for them to get that track position.
Can we talk? Agard isn't even a 10th off pole.
No.
Unbelievable.
Doing even better than where he was in practice.
Yeah, it's a stellar lap.
I mean, it might be the track's getting a little bit warmer, potentially. Might be helping him out, but...
Yeah, I was going to ask that. Open quali, I assume, being as well this long could do that?
Yeah, and we are getting later in the day, so it's up to 32 degrees Celsius. I think it's a big change.
This is why I think Formula 1 should do this in... Oh, we've talked about rain and Formula 1, it's over. This in reverse. So whoever's leading the championship goes out first.
The current system is so good.
No, one lap shot. You get one lap, I think.
Did you watch Formula E back when... Did you watch Formula E back when they did the championship order reverse? And so, like, the championship leader would go out, or the top 5 in the championship would go out in Group 1.
Yes, I did see.
And
on
it would mess up the grid and it really worked well.
That's what I want.
Really works well.
That's
now
what
they have
and
this
one shot.
battle system.
One lap, and Verstappen has to go first. Like, you're out there on a cold, dry track, and on a green track.
The system is elimination Q1, elimination Q2, like we have already, and then one shot in Q3. Best of both worlds.
Okay.
And then you stop having Monaco, where someone bins it on their last lap deliberately, like Rosberg.
I would like to see one shot Q.
Porter to 3rd, Caserta to 4th.
You taught us then, brilliant lap.
I mean, Agard's got unlucky there. He's only half a hundredth.
I don't think he's going to class that as unlucky. His nearest opponent is 15th. 21st. 15 and 21st are his nearest rivals.
Everyone on outlaps at the moment, pretty much. Your Tortoise is on a fast lap, and he has just set a personal best first sector
and second.
And a personal best second sector. It was mainly the second half of the lap that he made up the time, did your Tortoise, so he's got some big sectors to try to improve on. But he's going well at the moment. Thank you to... apologies, mate, I'm not... Del Zucchio. If I looked at that for half a minute, then I could figure it out, but I'm ever so sorry. Especially seeing that we're at a Spanish circuit, and
I would have helped you, but you'd already started, so I thought I'd let you finish.
Sometimes I should need to hesitate before saying stuff.
Any pit stops tonight? Question from Zach Jackson. No, it's a double sprint, correct?
Yep. 25
reverse
minute race
top
1.
8?
Top 10.
10.
Here comes your Tortoise. Is it an improvement? It is, and a big one as well. Honestly, that 3rd sector is unreal. He's a 10th and a half clear of everyone.
Maybe more.
In the 3rd sector.
I think he's more than a 10th and a half clear.
I mean, he's 3/10 clear of Delaval in sector 3.
Delaval, Porto, and everyone doing 7s. Yeah.
Rosseth improved, but if Rosseth put in a proper time, he'd be front row of the grid. But Rosseth has not been able to put in a clean lap. He messed up his first lap right at the end, and then that second lap he only improved in one of the 4 sectors.
Well, I said Porsche and Audi would be the cars to be in, and wow, as Anders Meyer puts it, in P2. What I was going to say is obviously the Ferraris of Delaval, Porto and Caserta are struggling to beat Agard, and your Tortoise in that last sector alone is 2 and a bit tenths quicker than them every time.
And the last sector is just the final corner. It's all that the last sector is. That long sweeping left-hander.
Yeah, I think the Ferraris are just understeer and the Porsche is just traction. Talking of Porsche drivers though, where is Tofts? P16, this is not his day.
It's sort of been that type of season for Jacob though, hasn't it? Where VIR and Suzuka and Spa, fastest car on the track. You go to Daytona, Aragon, Bathurst, he's barely top 10.
Yeah, true. Zach outside the top 10, 12th. Obviously, he was in chat saying he feels quite slow here.
By the way, I'm going to have a go at that name. Barbiatola de Zucchero. Thank you for subscribing to the chat, to the channel. I had to look at that for about 20 seconds.
20 seconds. A minute.
Hype myself up in order to do it.
As we're on board with Tofts, let's look at his sector times. Yeah, definitely looking stronger.
Yeah, this is pretty good. I mean, I think this is gonna be top 8 for him. I reckon around Rosseth Griman. Takes a very early apex there. Yeah, I mean, he's almost treating it like 2 corners there. Like, he's still, I mean, it's still, you're always going to take a late apex, just the way that the second half of the corner. I mean, look at that, P8. I know what I'm talking about.
Quick math. So on board of Van der Nesse. currently 11th. The lap is on.
Oh, Porter up
Porter.
to 3. I mean, barely an improvement. I think he improved by about a hundredth and a half, but it was enough to get him clear of Caserta.
Yeah,
Because I think he was already... Oh, no, sorry, he improved by a 10th, or best part of a 10th.
those guys usually qualify in formation, don't they?
Exactly, yeah.
I'm not sure I'd want to do that for the most part, especially at a track like this where it's all high-speed sweepers. I'd just want clear air. But the straight's always nice, but no. Clear air.
Welcome to Chaz Draycott in the YouTube chat. Very happy to have you along, Chaz. Enjoyed your video on Tokyo Race Driver 3 the other day. Did you play Tokyo Race Driver 3?
The old game?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Like,
Did you do the career mode?
it was too long ago. We're talking about over a decade and plus ago.
Oh, yeah, like 20 years ago.
Okay, good. Yes,
Absolutely
probably.
wild. You like organised the killing of your rival driver on the last stage. And that's like, you've killed your rival. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
That's pretty much how it goes. So, yeah, do check out Chaz's video for that. Delta Val, what's this lap time looking like? Personal best sector 1, but it's nothing special. Alright sector 2, alright sector 3, but not personal best in that second and third sectors, so not sure if this is going to be an improvement for him, honestly. Your Tortoise isn't going to improve. Maya is on a lap. A personal best first and second sectors. Oh no. You know what? His first 2 sectors were good. His second sector in particular was fantastic. He was about level with your Tortoise, but couldn't keep it up. Delta Val up to second place. That's a superb time from Andrea just before the checker flag came out as well.
Right
he was able
before.
to get one more lap in than his teammates, I think, and absolutely performed. So it's a 2:45 for Absolute Motorsport Acelith. Let's go through the grid. That's what it's called. Your Tortoise on pole position. For the second time this season, he was on pole at Mugello actually as well, and wasn't quite able to convert that race win, but he only lost the lead about 40 minutes in, so if he can hold on as long as he did on that day, then he will take a race win for the first time this season. Delta Val has also yet to take a race win so far this season. He lands up in second place. Then it is Anders Meyer in third. Sanjay Porter, championship leader, in fourth ahead of his teammate Caserta. Then it's Aragon, an amazing qualifying amateur driver up on the third row of the grid. Then it's with Seth Tofts, Graman Puotti, Vandenesse, Zach White in 12th place, Roman Bokler, Carl Sketchley is top of the Pro-Ams. Then it's Moller, Ubertali, Cook, Torquio, Hutchinson, Hooper, Del Piccolo, Sampaoli, Merle, Fowler, Robert Van Horn, Djokovic, Avanzini, Luritzen of the Asko variety, Schwab, Hedgecock, Carinante, Delat, Luritzen of the Mads variety, and Van Helden running out our 34 cars. I think we had 36 in the prototypes last night, so prototypes just about beating out the GT3s this week. Maybe that's because the prototype drivers prefer this track to the GT drivers.
Yeah, it could be. Obviously, Bathurst is on people's minds as well. Maybe that's something to do with it. But just prototype drivers are built different. That's the best way to put it.
Sure.
Yeah.
So you're saying you're a better person now than you were 6 months ago?
Correct, yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good way of thinking about it, that you're improving as a person.
Yes, that's how I see it,
Every day
100%.
passes.
So is this a short grid?
It is,
yeah.
yes. I think the official series does the long grid. I don't know why. I don't know why iRacing does that. Magello is one of the worst ones. You can do a short grid at Magello, and yet in the officials, you have to do the whole lap.
For me, it's Road
4
America
minutes.
and Sebring, especially when we're doing all day. It's just, you spend, what, 6 minutes on the, you know.
And it's a 2-minute gridding process as well. It's like, come on.
Yeah, it's a
Come
long
on.
time.
Sometimes people still miss the grid though, eh? Your Tortoise then leading us away. And last night at least, we saw the pole sitter drop back quite a bit before putting their foot down. It should be a good position for your Tortoise, and it's a tricky position for Delta Val to try to hold on to that second position. Do expect perhaps a little bit of contact in turn 1. It does get very tight on the corner exit, and we have got a lot of GT3 cars to get through there. Your Tortoise is in control of the field. He holds on for a while, but now his foot is down, and we are racing at Aragon for the first time in the GT3 trophy. Delaval holding on to second position. A little bit of a move there from Meyer in his BMW, trying to gain some profits, but actually he's lost out to Alessandro Porto, so for a fantastic start there for the fourth place man on the grid. Caserta having to hold off against Agard. Poor start for Eric Rosseth. He's down 4 places from 6th on the grid, and the top 4 already making a break for it going into turn 5 and 6.
Yeah, I'm not seeing any major accidents. Everyone's navigated it pretty well. It did get a little congested on the apex of one. It looked like taking the outside line was the right choice, and it was the most popular. Oh, as we go 3 wide. Yoicks. All okay. Contact model and netcode is unbeatable in iRacing.
I like the change this week. That's a little bit of contact there. Managing to get ahead in all that then is Agard. He is down 3 places from his race start, but one could understand that. This is by far the highest position he's been all season, and racing against drivers that he's been looking at in the distance for most of the championship.
Yeah, I feel poor old Agard's getting a bit bullied out there, as we are losing Muller and Sampoli.
Yeah.
And a few others might have got caught up in that.
Maybe with a slow down, he seems a little bit cautious heading into this next corner, and a 3 wide scenario there, and really everyone trying their best at getting through. I think maybe Van Helden, who got a little bit of contact.
Oh, we've lost Ubertali and Bockler.
Shame for Bockler, who's been in good form recently.
Oh, he
just
just
got
can't.
away.
Yeah, he just. I can see him really, really excited to get going. Yeah, Agard's down 3. Alessandro Porta's up 3. Mark Hutchinson's up 2. Still lots of shifting around. Van Helden up 7 back there. Aske Lauritsen up 8. There are some movers and shakers, that's for sure.
So your Tortoise leads after 1 lap, and that perhaps could be the most important lap of the race, because this is not going to be an easy to overtake circuit. A lot of fast corners. Turbulence will be playing a small part for the drivers, and the few straights that there aren't usually followed by a big braking zone. So your Tortoise in a fantastic position. We've also seen Delaval, one of the more cautious drivers in the championship as well, out of the front runners at least. So really looking good for the Porsche driver right now.
Yeah, 100% hope he can hold it together, because at Suzuka, he got the jump in pit road, but at the sacrifice of tyres, and it just, I'm right? Your Tortoise came out ahead of
I think you're right.
Delaval.
Yeah.
And he got him by not taking tyres, but it just didn't pan out in the end.
Here's Eric Rosseth down 4 places from his race start. Good start for Zach White, who was one of the drivers to get past him. But a bit of an unusual one, where it was almost the drivers on the odd side of the grid. You'd expect to have an advantage, because of course the pole sitter starts on that same side of the grid. And it didn't really come to fruition there. Adam Hedgecock having a decent time, but he's up in 4th position out of the amateur drivers, and in 23rd overall. 7 places gained for him. That is the joint most number, well, it's not the most number of places gained. Aske Lauritsen with the most places gained. He's gone from 28th up to 20th.
Very impressive. We have a train pretty much down to Van der Nesse, I'd say. I mean, Alessandro Porta is only 1.1 off, so I wouldn't call that outside the train just yet. How long's the first race? 25 minutes, and then into a 30 minute.
And currently, reverse grid pole would go to Zach White. And I know White is low on confidence tonight, but I would reckon he could hold on to that.
Correct, yeah.
But so too could Rosseth. So that's a very important position. 10th versus 11th.
Yeah, Zach's up 2. Agard down 3, so Zach could be hunting Agard. But we know Agard's got the lap. He just, perhaps just needs the confidence to believe in himself now, because it can get tough. I mean, he knew the drivers he was starting next to are all very, very clever, smart with their racecraft. Consistent, good on tyres. Don't have to worry about fuel in these sprint races, which is a welcome break, I think, over the season.
Yeah, I mean, if I had it my way, in the officials, I wouldn't be pissed off. I am up for strategy sometimes, but I don't like strategy for strategy's sake. I don't find that element of you pretty much put in the same amount of fuel anyway. I'm not a big fan of fuel saving either, so I would just say put the fuel in at the start of the race, and whoever is the fastest driver wins. I know that's unpopular.
I do get it. I like IMSA having the pit stop for sure. Does VRS need it? Maybe not. I don't know.
With IMSA, it's a better element because of the traffic, where you
Correct,
can go
yeah,
for
the
an early pit
multi-class.
stop.
Yeah.
So I do appreciate that. But yeah, maybe that would be a good compromise, and helps, you know, split the series a bit.
All right, some replays coming in. This is T1.
I always had to slow down so much there.
Look how congested it got on the apex there.
Yeah,
You'd see the outside lane really got the run.
Yeah. And this, Zach White has had an incident. That was Mola, I think, being by himself. Oh, and there was a separate incident. Oh, Kynete did the exact same thing. Oh, and they nearly got through. And Sao Pauli was the unlucky one who came across it. Oh, he's picked the wrong way.
Yoy.
Had there not been a car already crashed on the inside, he may have got through. Oh, that's over ambitious.
It's hard.
But
Boatler slowed to serve a slowdown by the looks of it, and then had it done, turned, and I mean, the only thing he didn't factor in is that he's just going too slowly. Yes, it was free, but you're not at 30 kph. It's not, because yeah, you've got no. The guys behind you are triple your speed.
So Rosseth and White collided with one another.
We missed out while I was watching the replays. We'll get replays of that.
So Van der Nesse is now up to P10. Van der Nesse could be in line for a second pole position of the season. Had a race 1 pole position mid-season. Can't remember where it was. White. Oh, has he lost another place there to Avanzini? I think he's got quite a lot of damage. You can see on his inputs, I think his steering isn't straight.
Yeah, looks it.
So both these guys going for their first race wins of the season.
What, you Tortoise and Dalval, yeah?
Yep.
Well, it feels like Dalval should have won one by now, but yeah, it's been tricky to pick up a win this season.
It's annoying for him because he's often had a teammate in front of him, and it's not going to send it on a teammate, especially when they're going for the championship.
Well,
I mean, he should do. I mean, Portis is going to win the championship either way, but yeah, he's a nice person, and he's probably in a Discord chat with him.
shout out to Robert Van Horn, up 9 in P16. He's had a lot of turbulent races in a row. Best way of wording it, you know, losing control of the car and getting himself a bit frustrated.
Was Robert the one who didn't crash?
Yes, and we
couldn't believe
yes.
it.
Okay.
There was a White incident. Oh, final corner. The wheel wobbler.
Oh.
And Zach's fault's really on that one, I think.
Yeah, I mean, if he lost the rear... Oh, yeah, it looks like he just lost control in the wobbler for a split second. Ooh. And, yeah, just tracked out. Shame. We're on board with Delaval, who has not lost sight of your Tortoise. But, I mean, of all the cars to try and pass here, the Porsche's traction out of that last corner is just too overwhelming. That even if you did have 2-3 kph, I don't think it's enough.
Bokler recovering this race 1 at the moment. Oh, Asko Luritsen, who had a fantastic start, has had an issue, and I think he may have collided with Avanzini. Oh, I think Asko Luritsen may have crashed here, rejoined, and taken out Avanzini. I've got a turbo feeling. Disappointing for Avanzini, who was actually gaining quite a few places himself. Further up, there is Asko Luritsen. He's going to lose another place now to Arthur Mull. Let's see if these guys can go alongside through the final corner. The wheel wobbler.
The wheel wobbler. Oh, he's got a good run on him here. Yeah. Well, it's just not long enough. Well, no, he did outbrake him. Can he hang it around the outside, though?
Take the 1X. No, he didn't quite carry the speed. Here comes Bokler. No. He's making his way back through.
Big ass BMW. Yeah, he's got that done. Very nicely done as well. No.
It's fast enough as that T3 there, even the outside line is almost flat.
Yeah, it's
That's
true.
how you got away with that.
Oh, Bokler's still looking. Still, yeah, he's very much looking. If this Audi assumes he's got the position for more than a split second, then he's not. Yoinks! I'm going to say the contact model looks slightly improved since the latest patch. Less glue, which is what we want to see. So yeah, Romain Bokler is on the move.
Yeah, of course, it's important how far he gets up, partially for the points he gets in race 1, but also it will improve his starting position for race 2. He's not going to get up to P10, that's really the position that he'd love to get to, but he will still be helping his chances for race 2, further up he gets. Looking at our top Pro-Am drivers in the championship, of course we've got Hooper still going well in 14th place. He's championship leader in the Pro-Ams. Del Piccolo 2 places behind him. The gap in the championship would go up to, I think, 27 points if it ended like this. As Tortus, something's happened to Tortus. Hopefully,
yeah, he's dropped to 7th.
Connection's all right. Come on, pop back in, Aldous. Oh, you can't do this to us, Aldous. Come on, man.
He's got a few seconds left. No, it's been too long.
Yeah, I think it's been too long. Oh, well, what a time for that to happen. And it's Absolute Motorsport 8 left 1-2.
Well, that changes the game. He had that under control. What a
He did.
shame. Maybe it wasn't just internet. Maybe it was, you know, could have been anything, right? An iRacing disconnect. It could have been a PC crash. Yikes. I was taking part in a league one time and I lost power. I have 3 backup batteries. Well, when I lived in America, but they could only last about 22 minutes. Well, the problem is every time you turn that wheel, the direct drive,
Yeah.
you take so much life out of the battery, so much. And the PC as well, same. When you're hitting the GPU, it takes so much. So I have to just hope that the power comes. Obviously, the internet lasts for like 3 days because it's so light, low powered. And that's on a separate backup battery. But yeah, sometimes I was fine. The power would come back on and I would stay racing. But other times you're just ticking away in your head thinking, oh no, like. But it was a cool feeling, running your sim rig, all your screens and everything off of a battery. That's quite a freeing feeling.
Would the power turn back on again, or did you have to do like the fuse box in order to turn it back on?
It really depends, but Lisa, back then Lisa would always like.
Oh, okay, sure.
Yeah, when we lived in North Carolina, we used to have, honestly, I would want to say 10 a year.
Sure.
Yeah, crazy amount.
Hedgecogs, I think, had a bit of an off. We saw a puff of gravel on going onto the back straight. There goes Bokler's ways up to 19th now.
Yeah, he's moving through. 3 in the last couple of laps.
Chas Jacob, by the way, in chat did correct me. It was the first one. I was thinking it was the first one because I had Tokyo Race Driver. Was it 3 that I had, or 4 maybe? It was released in like 2005. And yeah, the one that you were playing, Chas, was from the 90s. So thank you for correcting me.
Oh,
on that one.
we've lost Zach. He's dropping
Dear.
31st. He's down 19. Robert Van Horn up 11. Quali 25th, now in 14th. 4 more positions, and he will be on pole.
Yeah. They are fairly close to the drivers ahead. Vanden Esse now up into 9th place due to the Tortus disconnect. Sketchley would be on reverse grid pole. He's having a great night, is Sketchley. Tokyo not too far behind either in 11th place. I feel like, did Tokyo get pole position at the Watkins Glen race 2? I'm not sure if it was him or maybe Caserta. I think it was one of the Italians.
I think it was Tokyo. Well, on the second sprint race, I believe it was, yeah.
Yeah. Spun out from the lead. He had a collision with Anders Meyer that day. It's Caserta, race winner last time out. Really has upped his form in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, but Toffs is hunting now. He does look to be the quicker of the two cars. I think this battle's going to start playing out.
Of course, Caserta was fantastic last time out at Bathurst. You can try to match his pace next week in the Bathurst 12 hours by signing up to the Apex Racing Academy mailing list. We're going to be posting tutorials on how to get quick on the Bathurst circuit, and providing setups as well for free to anyone who goes to that web address, apexracingac.com/Bathurst 2024. And you can also get a 30% discount on an Apex Racing Academy sub. So it's absolutely the right time. Go to that web address, put in your email, totally free of cost, and you get all that extra stuff sent to you via your email. So do go do it now.
Alan in chat saying that Zach's car is completely broken, so that's a shame. He will have to do a last to first in the second race.
Yes.
Definitely a track you want to do a last to first on, isn't it? Where there's no... Is there any heavy braking zones at this track? It's all just setting people up for sweepers,
I think
right?
it might be the swooper. Might be the biggest braking point.
But it's not a long straight proceeding, that's the problem.
And it's not a big braking zone, but it's the biggest one. I mean, we do have that hairpin, but just in the distance there, but we're not using it tonight. It's not quite there.
Oh, Ross Failer. I think Ross went off track and he's falling back rapidly.
And that wasn't a great rejoin either.
No, I didn't see. 'Cause, yeah, I think he went off on the other side of the track. But yeah, he's tumbled.
Ubertali has got past Djurkovic. That is the battle just ahead, but Djurkovic early on the power. He might hold on to that one. Schwab trying to keep his concentration, but is probably busy looking at who's going to come out on top on that one. Djurkovic marginally ahead, but Ubertali will absolutely send it into T1. Djurkovic has done a brilliant job there at resisting that overtake, and he keeps 22nd place.
Anders Meyer's holding on to that P3. Obviously, he's now mixed in with the teammates. But it's going to be very easy for them. At the moment, Cole Sketchley is our pole sitter for the next race. Pole sitter, I suppose that is the right word, yeah.
I mean, that was the debate in Formula 1, wasn't it? A few years ago when you had the sprints.
Yeah,
it's like, who's on pole? Oh, it goes Toffs.
Toffs, what happened?
He was trying to get past Caserta.
Caserta, yeah.
And
he looked like he did have the pace, but let's see what happened. We'll get a replay.
Oh, he's overheated the tyres.
Just a bit, yeah. Or he's got damage.
Okay, now you can cork him down a bit on this straight. And of course, this is now the battle for who's going to finish in 11th place, which is the worst place to finish really on the entire field, because that's one place away from reverse grid pole.
Talking of cool down tyres, I just learnt that VRS all week for Bathurst, sorry to anyone listening, is going to be 56 Celsius track temp.
Seriously?
Yeah.
Wow, I've never seen it that high. I've seen Interlagos at 52.
Oh, maybe it's 52. It's 50s.
Sure.
Maybe 52 then, but it's 50s.
I mean, I'm sure it can go up to 56. I mean, like, if the air temperature's high enough and if it's clear and if it's in the summer.
Yeah.
Obviously, well, winter for us, Northern Hemisphere, but it's Bathurst.
Back in the pandemic, me and TK were taking part in a sim cup. Back in the BMW when it was GTE, not GT3.
Sure.
We had been doing Interlagos the week before, and we was like, yeah, let's just do sim cup, rock up with our set and have fun. The night before, I jumped onto the track, took a couple of laps to practice, warm myself up, and the track temp, I think it might have been close to 60. I remember texting him like, mate, two things. We need to improve our set, and you will need to practice. This is awful. Like, this isn't like what we were doing at all. T1 feels like an ice rink. It was rain. Interlagos in those temps.
Yeah, that's what rain is, isn't it? Oh, two slides. And many drivers going wide. Adam Hedgecock with another off.
What a shame.
He was doing well, was Adam? He was
and Ubertali and...
Oh, yeah, Djurkovic.
Djurkovic and Ubertali just dropped as well.
And he's got damage as well as Ubertali, dragging that. Oh, and someone else has dropped now as well. Was that Hedgecock again? Or no, that was Djokovic, I think, who was trying to rejoin.
Our poor replay guys. They're busy today.
Jonathan Cook. Did he just get past Hooper there? No, he's defending against Hooper at the moment.
Yeah, Ubitali is, his car's done. He's dropping slowly, but he's dropping. And Delaval's broken the draft, 1.25 to his teammate, whereas Anders Meyer is all over Porter. 3/10, as we see here.
Was a 10th faster on that last lap. Feels like Delaval's got this one in the bag, albeit, of course, we did see some choreographing of the result last time out between the absolute motorsport drivers. Second times we've seen that as well for the race win. We saw it at Daytona as well with Anders Meyer giving the race win to his teammate Eric Rousseff. On both occasions, it was the driver who was leading the race for the first hour of the event. Both of them were the extended 75-minute formats. And
Artemel is in the pits. Can't be good if he's in the pits.
Tokyo's just got past Sketchley as well for P10. That is for a reverse grid pole. So Sketchley wants to get this one back if he can. Of course, Toss was struggling in front of them before, but he seems to have regrouped and got those tyres back working again. Easily taking the 1X. They don't care at this point. They've got 20 to play with. They've got a few to spare.
Correct. It's a target, not a limit.
Yeah.
So Anders Meyer 1/10 off, 1.5 tenths off Porter. They must be close. Yeah, bumper to bumper stuff. Ooh.
Also really early. I mean, this is going to be a fantastic exit for Meyer. He's got a fantastic chance. Takes the late apex. Porter had to get out the Thotso as well in order not to pick up the 1X.
He's going to have a big run, you're right.
He's going to go all the way to the pit wall. And apologies, Meyer will try to go the long way around. Now he goes for the cutback.
Beautiful.
Again. Really nice exit. It'll be flat out through turn 2. And into 3, he might just have the advantage. We've seen this outside line work at turn 3 already tonight. Porter clips the curb. And that was just enough for Meyer to get ahead. And that is one of the most satisfying moves I think we've seen all season long. It took him a good third of a lap, just putting him off position. And now it's the roles reverse. Porter thinking about going for the dive. He is going to go for a dive. He's left himself a little bit vulnerable there, has Meyer. Again, he leaves himself room on the inside,
he's
but
just
going into the corkscrew,
yeah.
He should be safe now.
Yeah, Meyer's got this. He's just got the car. He's got the confidence. But whatever it is, I don't think Porter's going to have a hope. There is a battle definitely going on back there. I'm seeing a lot of shuffling of positions. With Seth, Hutchinson, Sampoli and Schwab. But yeah, no, I think he's got this. Has Anders Meyer. Delaval started dropping Porter. Anders Meyer was getting closer to Porter. As we're back on board with Ross Seth, who is indeed in a battle. And it was Mark Hutchinson. I thought I saw a lot of names shuffling around. All right, some more replays coming in. Avanzini and Lauritsen.
Oh, so Lauritsen's already gone wide.
Did he touch him from behind there, though? Oh, the Porsche was just innocent.
So I was right that, like, one spun and collided with the other, but...
What was the Porsche doing, though?
Themselves.
The Porsche didn't spin. I don't know if...
Oh, yeah.
Porsche was just letting them through. Russ Fowler. Wait, a BMW? How do you spin a BMW like that? What happened to Toss? Oh, yikes.
Oh, and actually Tokyo got some damage there, didn't he? Apologies, that was Piozzi.
Oh, that's why his tyres overheated. He performed a 180 on the track. It was impressive, but... Oh, yeah, that is a strange mistake from Toffs. Look at this recovery, look. Drops the TC, and he's off again. That's...
And that's how Graman got past Agard as well.
Yeah.
That's why Graman is up in P6. Oh, I think Adam might be submitting a protest for that. Oh, you know what? He was very slow, was Adam.
Yeah. I don't know, maybe serving a slowdown, maybe.
So Djokovic then has another spin here.
Yeah, they're all gaggled out. Oh, he's going 3 wide. No.
Oh, Djokovic is the one ahead, and he's somehow been wiped out.
Just clipped his rear by the looks of it.
I mean, that is a bit of an example of the different racing lines you can have there, because that's twice that a driver's been ahead, just taking their normal braking point, and for someone else that's totally different, just with the way they attack that corner.
You have your tortoise in chat, waiting for a new PC ever since the same thing happened at Magello. Sorry to hear, mate. You had that under wraps.
Of course, yeah.
Big
I
shame.
remember Magello. No, he was winning P2, wasn't he, at that point?
Yeah.
So,
White flag. That came around quick.
yeah, that's in the lead. It's been a long time coming for Andrea Delaval. The guy has got some 8 podiums, I think, this season. He's finished in the top 5 in all but 1 race this season.
All those
finally-
Agard, Sketchley, Toffs, Torquio,
Yeah,
they're
it's
all
gonna
swapping.
switch around for the reverse grid pole. But undoubtedly the winner for this race 1 is going to be Andrea Delaval for Absolute Motorsport Acer. That is a very, very well-deserved race win. It's a well-deserved second place as well for Anders Meyer, who beats championship leader Porter. Agard is going to win out of the AMP drives. It looks like it's going to be Cook, who somehow is going to get into 10th place. A pandemonium has occurred.
Yeah, something
between
happened from...
Tofts and Hooper on the last lap, I believe.
No, I mean, Sketchley, Cook, Hooper, Toffs, Van Horn, Torquio all swap positions on this last lap. Van Horn's now up 12. Torquio's dropped a couple on the last lap. Toffs was definitely caught up with something. I think Sketchley got Cook. It all happened on the white flag lap.
Sketchy was top of the Pro Am drives. We'll get, I think, maybe a replay of that stuff in a bit. We do have a little bit of a downtime till the next race, but yeah, that is huge, and it could be big for the championship as well. Agard beating Cook, extending that championship lead, but Cook has put himself in a position to potentially get some points back by starting in pole position for race 2. So yeah, entertaining first race there. Still got a couple more drivers to cross the line, but then we will go through the final results. I will give a quick mention as well to another one of our sponsors, SDK Gaming, who of course provide our overlay that you see up on screen. Also with their live timing software, you can keep up to date with everything that's going on out on circuit. So do check out sdkgaming.co.uk in order to get more details on that. But yeah, I'm pleased for Delaval. He needed a bit of luck with it, with the issues for your tortoise, but
yeah.
He's deserved it.
He does. Yeah, sim racing, PC failures, internet failures, it's the thing in sim racing we don't have that we're glad we don't have, and that's mechanical failure. I'd rather my PC or internet went than the sim popped up saying, oh, engine failure, random. It is what it is. Shame for you, Tortoise, but yeah, Delaval, well earned. Brilliant battle from Anders Meyer because he had teammate games to play with the others, all 3 of them being there around him, but he made it work. And Agard, a spectacular result. I mean, we was almost counting him out after seeing his practice pace. Fantastic to see.
Yeah, really did well to keep those positions from lap 2 in the race. Let's have a look at the final results then. And there it was, your tortoise. Apologies, I'm getting confused. I'm looking at the wrong screen. Delaval won 3.3 seconds. That was quite a way ahead of my just about beat home Porter. There was Caserta and Puozzi making an Italian 1-3-4-5. There was Goman, Van der Nesse, Agard top of the AMs, Sketchy top of the Pro AMs, and Cook will take reverse grid pole, only just ahead of Michael Hooper, who nearly managed to inherit it late on for Team Bear Pope. And the rest of the standings will go through for you, and of course everyone from 11th down will take those positions for the race, for the second race later on. And we are going to get a replay of what happened on the last lap.
It must...
Only to start 1 place lower for race 2.
It's a good point. I'm not sure I'd ever think like that. But good point. Good point. I don't know if you always go for a position. I'm not one of those that think, oh...
Yeah, but you go for the position, I get that, but not there.
It wasn't the best dive. It was too late.
Yeah. And to be fair, I don't think he necessarily will get a penalty for that.
No.
But he spun himself.
Correct, yeah. I'm not saying it was just a too high a risk move. Yeah. Shame. But yeah, it shaped the white flag, which did see some action.
It sure did. Yeah, and hopefully we'll see Similarly, close second race coming up. We've got another 40 seconds until the drivers start to grid up on that one. Of course, make sure to tune in after this broadcast, because starting from about 10 o'clock, maybe a little bit earlier than that, we've got the late Apex, and we're going to be discussing everything that was released by the iRacing February development update. A lot of exciting updates when it comes to that one, including rain, including new cars coming to rain, which I think was probably the biggest thing, honestly, for me. The fact that we're going to have IMSA cars.
Yeah, because I kept having to remind myself
that in rain, right?
Yes, correct, exactly. That's the most exciting thing. I kept having to remind myself, because I was getting excited for rain, then I would have to remember, oh no, it's only 3 cars. Yeah. But yeah, that being different is great news.
And also a quick mention as well to the Apex Racing League ACC Championship, which is starting up very soon. If you want to give ACC a go, if you know a fan of the platform and want a league to take part in, or maybe you've got it downloaded on your hard drive and you're thinking, I want to give the game a go, sign up to our league. It's completely free.
What day and time?
Tuesdays at 20 GMT. 8 o'clock for Europeans, and 9 o'clock for Europeans, 8 o'clock for British people.
I might have to look at that.
Yeah. Do thoroughly recommend it. You can drive a Bentley in it. You can't do that on iRacing, eh? You can drive a Bentley though on ACC, so do sign up to that at apexracingleague.com.
I messed up gridding in the Apex League in iRacing. What am I going to be like in ACC? In the wrong server?
Yes.
Yes.
It's we'll see how people adapt. I think there's going to be a lot of rookie mistakes. Cook on pole position then for this race 2 ahead of Sketchley, Agard, and then SA Graman, Puozzi, Caserta, Porter, Meyer, and Delaval. Who's going to win?
Who's going to win? Let me have a quick look at the list. I think... do you know what? I think Agard can do it.
Really? Wow.
Yeah.
Big call.
Yeah, big call. He's just got to believe.
Sure.
I know I sound like a corny movie, but he does.
Well, yeah. I think... let's go Meyer. I'll mix it up a bit.
Yeah, I mean, his overtake was legendary in that last race.
So here comes Cook. Now, on the last race, it was the outside line. The drivers on the even side of the grid, they seemingly had a little bit of an advantage. So watch to see if there's a pinch for the inside guys, and that could well scupper the run through turn 1. Cook in control of the field, he puts his foot down, and another 30 minutes of racing at Aragon is underway. This could be a mega start for Antoine Graman. He's on the inside through wide. He might be up into 2nd place here, Antoine Graman.
Whoa.
What a start. He's up 3 places from his race start, and that's exactly what he needed if he had ambitions of winning this race. We have got a spinner in the background.
We've lost Seth. Yeah.
Was one of the drivers involved.
Bokler.
And Bokler as well, I think maybe started from the pit lane as well, so with a lot of work to do. So it's Cook leading the way, but an amazing start for Graman. Contact with Puozzi hitting the back of Van den Esse, but it's Puozzi who spins round, and he has taken Anders Meyer with him.
Yeah, now we see what happened. Looked like an old school NDM tap from behind and induced the spin. It's a shame they do the Constantino effect in this track. As we got
one.
Is that Hutchinson sideways?
That's Tofts Hutchinson. I think one other driver.
Well, Tofts has been caught up in everything at the moment at this track. So leading is Jonathan Cook to Anton Grenamain, Carl Sketchley, Agard, Van den Esse, and then Caserta, Delaval, Porter, and Tokyo.
Delaval ahead of Porter. I think Porter's just land past that. Up 4 places from his race start now, Delaval. Hedgecock up 11, Ubertali up 10, White up 11.
Zach up 11 on a lap. Well, I never.
So it's still Pro, Pro-Am, Pro in the top 5 as it stands. As we've got another instant, that's Puozzi again. He is not having a good time of it, Alessandro, on this lap 1. Started P6. Fancy his chances at maybe even winning this race. 2 instants have ruled him out. We tune in on Caserta battling his teammate Porter. So Porter was defending on that occasion. I think Porter did let past Delaval, but he was not going to let past Caserta like he did back at Bathurst 1 week ago.
Seen a lot of shaking around at the back. Looks like Mads Lauritsen is dropping. Alessandro Porto's in the pits. Did we know about that one? No, he is in.
No, that's not.
Yeah,
not Porter.
No, Porty.
Porty. yeah. Porty had two crashes on that lap one. I think he lost his splitter on the second one.
Eric Rousseff in chat. Crap down in the office. BMW with no brakes into T1.
Long train of cars behind A-Card right now. And then they say the first one of them, then it's Delaval.
I don't think my winner choice has got a chance now. Now it's all flushed out.
Who did you go for?
A-Card. But
yeah.
Gremain made that count.
I mean, I went for Maya, so you're closer than me.
Where is Maya?
31st and in the pits. He crashed with Puozzi on that one. Puozzi made contact and Maya got caught up in it when he spun ahead of him.
Was it Rousseff that got caught up from the spinner that collected him?
No, that was Maya.
Oh, that was Maya. Okay.
But yeah, Rousseff got involved in something else.
Oh, Hedgecock is dropping.
Oh man, it's that corner again. It's the second time he's gone off there. The first time definitely wasn't his fault. I'm not sure about this time. Or A-Guard versus Delaval. No, that's... Van der Nesse get past Delaval. Next up will be... sorry, Van der Nesse got past A-Guard. Delaval will never get past A-Guard.
Yeah.
Now Porter will get past A-Guard. That's 3 places lost in 2 corners.
Yeah, I just don't think he wants to fight. That's my guess. He's thinking of the championship, and that's why he's leading it.
Yeah, because his main championship rival is Mr. Cook. And I am not seeing Cook anywhere.
I'm not seeing him on the standings.
He must be blind. Oh, sorry, he's P1.
Oh!
Oh no!
It's because we usually start. We're looking for an AM driver.
We need to get out of here. That's done. Our careers are over.
Yeah,
you can't take us seriously when we're questioning if someone's in the race and they turn out to be leading. That's dreadful stuff. I apologise.
He's leading the race.
I'll take a pay cut. I think it's only fair. It really, and this brings me on to the topic, like, anyone can do this job, and if you do want to replace us, I mean, go to apexracingtv.com and put in an application, because, man, the quality is low.
Apparently.
Sampaoli's been involved in an incident. Well, you know what, actually, I think he's disconnected. I don't think that's even an incident. That might be another hardware issue. So it's now Van der Nesse who's leading this train. And with the pace that Delaval's got, he could well be past. Delaval can definitely win this race. He's only 3.1 seconds off the lead, and he won race 1 by 3.1 seconds, and that was 5 minutes shorter. But first he needs to get past Van der Nesse, who will feel like he's got a small chance at winning this race as well. So it's not going to let the Italian driver go easy, but that is a nice line there. Oof. He's trying to get to the inside, very nearly made contact. That would have been disaster, certainly for Van der Nesse, and could have well been disaster for Delaval as well. He's got the inside line. We've seen the outside line work pretty well though through turn 1. It's
only if you can hold it out there, yeah.
And he is finally passing. It's just a matter of time now till Porter pulls off a similar overtake.
Yeah. Okay, some replays for you. This is T1.
The mega move from Gremain.
It reminded me of a kind of move you pull off at Kota, you know, with the long
Sure.
edge. Yeah, the same sort of move, but yeah, very well executed.
As here comes Gremain. Gremain has got past Cook for the race lead. There's a place on the track where we've seen quite a few penny pincher, and that is where Gremain's got, and that's what he needs to do with Delaval moving up through the order.
Gremain's up 4 this race. Very impressive start, very impressive overtake.
Now he needs to pull a gap.
Right, back to the replays. Okay, we're going to learn.
Well, I'm glad he was the one who lost out there, Russell.
Oof, he's just too close. Oof.
So did Rosette actually give him... you know what, Rosette did actually help him. I mean, the way that contact works isn't really right.
No, correct.
He did contribute to his downfall there, is there? Not that he could.
Oh, there was quite a delayed spin though. I don't think it was directly from the hit behind. Toffs and did Hutchinson just come across? It's too tight angle. It looked like Hutchinson just didn't leave enough room for Toffs to exist. Not sure.
Well, it's up to 14th now. He's up 15 places from his race start.
Yeah, that's impressive.
4.5 seconds now of fresh air to push into. Here comes Porter.
Same move as his teammate, but I don't think Van der Nesse is going to fight it this time. And then next up is Caserta.
The term deja vu comes to mind.
Yeah. Yeah, the only difference here is Van der Nesse. Oh, Dave Muller's recovering from either going deep or a spin. Or both. Oh, Zach's got Robert up next. He knows him well, so I'm sure Robert's not going to fight that too long.
Leader of, well, we've got the 3 class leaders all in the top 3 right now. Griman, leader of the Pro, Cook, leader of the AMs, and Sketchy, leader of the Pro-AMs. I mean, Cook could get a lot of points from this race. This could be the certainly the first time in this season that we've had the top 3, being the top 3 in the classes. Maybe the first time ever in ARL. But if Sketchy can get past Cook, it would be in order, and that would be easy.
That seems to be a problem here, though. Our AMs are outperforming our Pro-AMs today. I mean,
I would
Cook
say
and
A-Guard is outperforming the Pro-AMs.
And, well, I think Cook and A-Guard are outperforming Hooper and
Cook's only ahead of
Sketchy
Sketchy because of the reverse grid. Sketchy's got to, you know, save face for the Pro-Ams by passing him on track.
Yes, indeed. Yeah, I think I'd like this track on a... I still don't think it's an IMSA-style track because of all the sweepers. You need those heavy braking zones to get the traffic organised, but I think for a sprint race, single-class field, this looks fun.
Simon Livingston asking, AM Championship fights in the front, what is going on? Well, as you heard earlier on, we didn't even know that Cook was in the race when he was leading, so we're not really the ones to consult when it comes to that. But at the moment, if it ended like this, Cook would take a fair few points out of Agard, but not a massive amount. Like, Agard had a good lead, especially after race 1 contact, and that is Luritzen spun round, and I think that was probably Luritzen understeering, honestly.
Mola, though, from his recovery is towed.
I don't know if that was just the camera that made that look worse, but man. If there was one more car that passed there, I'm almost certain there would have been contact.
Yes. Mola towed.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, well, we had that recovery, so maybe there was damage, I'm not sure.
Yeah, because he spun at that corner on lap 1, didn't he? No, he just gone through.
Yeah. And then as that was going on, I saw him tow. So Gremain, 1.8 second lead. This is looking brilliant, up 4 positions. Followed by Cook, Sketchley, Delaval up 6 this race, can we talk? Porter up 3, Van der Nesse down 2. Caserta holding steady, Agard down 5. Tokyo, and then the rest mostly up. Zach up 16.
Fastest up of the race so far, Roman Bokler, 49.862. Only man to dip below the 110-second barrier. Demonstrates how much pace Bokler had, and he started... well, he started this race in 17th place. I can't remember even what happened to Bokler, but what could have been for him? Especially with his teammate leading the way. There goes Delaval. He wants to be leading the way by the end of this half hour. He's got 19 minutes to make up the gap. He's got past Carl Sketchley. Next up for him will be Cook, who will not put up a fight, I reckon. I think this is probably going to be Graman versus Delaval for the race win.
Yeah, there is enough time for it to happen. Carinant, yeah. Dropping a couple. Yeah, I don't know. Graman hasn't got the gap he needs yet. He's got, what, 2.2? It's not going to be enough. Yeah, Carinant has towed or pitted. I love these tracks where people aren't on the track. Like, you get that camera angle where everyone's off the track. Nobody's on the circuit. Look, here we go. Look, no one's on the circuit. Every now and then we get a camera cut of 4 or 5 cars, but no one's on the track. It's us drivers that moan about track limits, and then we drive like this. Look,
Oh, yeah.
look, we're on the track.
Would you...
I like this rule. This has always been my favourite.
what? Keep a wheel on the curb.
As long as you keep a wheel on the
Ooh,
curb.
Porter, that's ambitious. And it's going to leave them vulnerable in this next straight to move from...
But it does make it look like this, is the problem, from a spectator's view.
Oh, look at the straight line speed for Porter. Bit of a side draft.
Yeah, the Ferraris are fast, and I think they're the fastest this season at the moment in a straight line. The Bathurst BOPs are in, and they're negative 2%.
Yeah, it's a big cut.
Whereas the Porsche is negative nothing.
Sure.
But obviously engine power at Bathurst is completely different because of the altitude, so it's all about those turbos.
This train goes all the way back to Del Piccolo in P11. Mike Hutchinson, I think, has just got past Arthur Merle as well, by the way, up into P19 on a comeback.
Delaval's
got past Cook.
Yep.
A little bit sideways for him, but he's now got past, and he's got 2.1 seconds to catch in 16.5 minutes to win this race.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of time. Oh, Zach is... Wait. Oh, someone must have dropped to move Zach up.
Hooper's just done Tokyo, by the way.
Yeah, see
There
that.
from Hooper. Tokyo nearly got into reverse grid pole. I can't remember if was he the one who binned it by sending it on the last lap, or was that one of his teammates? Maybe one of his teammates.
There's so many Italians, you're confusing me. Yes, I think it was Tokyo. Yeah, because he's up 3 positions and he's 10th, so 13th, yeah, that's him. Okay, some more replays coming in. Ooh, this is Roman on Cook for the lead. Oh, very nice. Look at this. I tell you, it's the BMWs pulling off the moves today.
I was into Scotcheroo. And it all sorted out before Penny Pincher.
Oh, excellent.
It's actually quite good, Scotcheroo and Penny Pincher saw the same thing. They're both sorts of consecutive left or right-handed corners which tighten up, and it's surprising how many moves you see there. But I think it's just the way that the track widens out, and it's really possible for it to go for a dive.
Whoa! That was...
Wow. It's a Fuji.
Whoa. I was asking you before the broadcast how bad are those little mini Verstappens, and you was like, well, they're okay. They're not... You said they're not that bad.
Replace for that's how Hutchinson moved up into P19. Oh, Porter's got past Cook. He's up to P3 now as Porter. It's Absolute Motorsport 237 at the moment.
See, the problem is when Agard beat Cook, it was by quite a few positions, but if they're 4th and 8th right now.
Wasn't that many positions though. Like Cook finished P10, Agard finished
3, was it?
P8. Only 2 places.
Okay.
So it'll take a few points out, but I mean, with the points deficit he had going into this round, he needs it to be a few more than a few. Needs to be a lot.
I'd say that instant we saw with the GT3 doing that, over the years that I've been on iRacing, it feels like every year on year, the suspension in GT3s gets stiffer and stiffer and stiffer and stiffer. And it used to be an insult I had towards ACC was the stiffness of the suspension over curves like Monza. It almost felt like a joke to me. But they feel like they've been going in the right direction for the last couple of years, whereas iRacing just, I don't know, some corners aren't the same to me. And I was driving your Super Formula recently, the car you talk about a lot, around Monza, and I had one insult. The curbs broke my arm, but mid-corner I couldn't feel anything.
Sure.
So I'm thinking of turning off like the linear mode on a direct drive and almost like ramping up the lows and nulling the highs, because, yeah, couldn't find a balance in that car.
I mean, I like the Super Formula, but now that the IndyCar back,
Yeah.
then I'm just like,
Correct.
it's the Super Formula. IndyCar is wonderful.
I'm very excited for IndyCar.
I say as though the IndyCar ever went away. It was always available, to be fair. But now that it's got those extended weekend races, that's another thing we'll discuss in late Apex later on, is the IndyCar schedule, which has been announced. A lot of good tracks. It's frustrating just how few IndyCar tracks we have now on the calendar. For some reason, we've never got Portland. And with likes of Nashville and Detroit being changed in real life, it's a bit frustrating how few real life ones we have, at least when it comes to the road circuits. But still, they're being supplemented by some good tracks like Montreal and Watkins Glen.
Oh, and I've got a surprise, but I'll talk about it in the late Apex.
Well, yeah, otherwise it wouldn't be a surprise.
No, it's even a surprise for you. It's something we haven't even talked about. It's not even on the sheet, but I'm going to remember to mention it, and it is a surprise. But it's just a guess what I think's coming. It's just a guess.
Okay.
But it's just a guess.
That's the reputable news source we are, where we guess.
We wing it.
Well, one of the hosts guess what they think might happen.
No, I think it will. But I've got no evidence. It's purely speculation.
Wow.
Like the news. So.
Wow. and satire as well, we're dipping into. Bear Pope is losing out with Carl Sketchley. And this is Chris Van der Nesse trying to get past. He's almost fallen behind though, going into turn 1. Is Sketchley late enough for the brakes? That's brilliant defence there from Carl Sketchley. Had to go the long way round at the final corner, the wheel wobbler, and had to go the long way round at turn 1. And he's pulled it off. He stays in P5. And this is great news right now for Cook, who is able to eke away whenever these guys fight.
Strange though, Van der Nesse 5.1k in a Porsche. Sketchlly Ferrari 3k, I don't know. Van der Nesse is not enjoying it. Maybe it's just the track. Oh, here we go. This is better. He's fighting back.
That's the outside line. Good time.
That's better. No.
Now, this is not a nice corner to go alongside through. But they're going to pull it off.
Yeah, I think Van der Nesse is going to lose too.
Out. So Caserta gets past, and he's going to now have first attack, well, the second attack on Sketchley after Van der Nesse was able to do it before. Behind them, Agard being overtaken by Hooper. And that's another couple of points lost for Agard in the championship. Nice work from Hooper, who's got really good pace in this race too. Already passed Torquio earlier on, and he's now got past Agard as well.
Yeah, Hooper's showing how it's done. I was wrong to say Cook and Agard were going to outdo Sketchley and Hooper. He's showing me that I was very wrong. See, Martin Schwab, seatbelts. Look, he has the seatbelts on him. Safety first.
Oh, yeah.
The amount I move around in the rig, I could probably do with a seatbelt. Oh, Agard is dropping, or Torquio got by. Yeah.
There was a little bit of a wide line there from Agard, which gave Torquio the opportunity. And into T1, he will get that one done. But Agard's driven very smart tonight. He's not fought any battles that he's known will lose. And that's how you do it, really. And that's what Torquio should have done in race 1. Otherwise, he would have been on reverse grid pole, I believe.
Van Horn's taking a look at... Who are we watching? Agard? Is that Agard and Robert?
So Agard ahead of Robert.
Yeah,
Robert's doing amazing tonight, isn't he?
He is indeed.
I mean, he's only... what, 9 seconds off the lead?
Yeah, and after the most gained positions in the first race, this is looking brilliant for him. He's obviously found his track as he's looking. Yeah, the Audis are going strong here. Obviously, it's easy to say the Ferraris are going strong because we have so many of them. Yeah, Robert's sizing this up. Hopefully he's got a plan. He's able to follow so closely. It does feel like a matter of time. Robert gets the lunge. Can he set this up for the next corner? I think he can for the left hand. I'm learning this track, you know.
Oh,
3 wide.
Oh, is that the move of the season? Well, it's not because he hasn't pulled it off, but amazing stuff. Agard's going to come back now.
That was Del... Was that Del Piccolo with the 3-wide? Really late 3-wide, mind you.
He's got the draft. It's the 291 up ahead, but there is a slither
Robert, I'd
of
break
track
late.
on the inside. Del Piccolo sending it through the wheel wobbler. Early on the power, and they will thunder.
Oh, Del Piccolo looks like he's going to have a good run.
And this is going to be a good run. But all the way to the pit wall, well, he's left himself a little bit open there, has Van Horn. Del Piccolo's going to go for this one. No, he decides not to go for that time, but that's because Van Horn sent it wide. And now this is the opportunity for the ADX esports driver. Outside line into turn 3. This has been a very good position to be in all night long. And it is once again. And it was a little bit of a lag between that 3-wide maneuver for Del Piccolo to get the move stuck. But he has done it eventually. And I think that all counts as one move. And I think that's probably top 3 moves of the season. And out in the lead, Delaval has already caught Graman. When did this happen? I think this is just... No, there must have been a bad lap, surely. No, it is just incremental between the two of them. Completely giving up on track limits now are these two. Not giving any regard to it whatsoever. They're 2 car widths beyond the white line. And this one feels like a matter of time. Whilst it's tricky to overtake around this circuit, Delaval clearly has a huge pace advantage. And Graman sent it in deep.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun battle to watch. Obviously, we know Delaval's racecraft is very high. Oh, as we see, Robert Van off the track. What a shame. We'll see what happened, but I tell you what, Del Piccolo did look you said it was a good move, but I'm not sure. Del Piccolo, that 3-wide was late.
And it is a rule that if you force your opponents to avoid you, to avoid a collision, then that can be a penalty.
I mean, it all happened very quickly, but it just looked like that 3-wide came out of absolute nowhere.
Delaval had the opportunity to go to the inside at turn 1, but he decided not to go for it. Porter's decided to make his own circuit by completely overshooting T1. Now, this isn't going to be a move into turn 3, it's too quick. But through each of these, it's a really good opportunity to overtake. Into Scotcheroo, there you go. Is he going to go for the inside here? No, he's going to go for the outside, try to play him offline. Then we go into the Penny Pincher. Coming up next, the double right-hander. And again, he could go for the dive, and this is just anxiety-ridden right now for Graman, who's having to go half on the defence every corner. He's potentially left himself vulnerable here into the corkscrew. They go, but again, he's just surviving, is Delaval, but he's taking a tighter line into every single one of these corners, and he's overshooting every single one of these corners as well, and I can't imagine him surviving another 5 minutes like this.
Correct. It doesn't have half help your tyres as well, and that last corner requires a lot of traction. We know the Ferrari's got the straight line speed, so Delaval's just waiting for the opportunity as we come into, what do you call it, Wobbler's corner?
Wheel wobbler.
Wheel wobbler. Oh, sorry, I mispronounced it. Yeah, I do think Delaval is going to get this done, but it's great defence so far from Gremain, who's had let's not forget, an excellent race. Up 4, brilliant start, took the lead, pulled out a 1.7 second gap.
So, how many more laps are we going to get? We're just going to get 3 more laps in, which is awful news for Graman. We're not that far away from only getting 2 more laps in, but yeah, by about 20 seconds we will get in that 3rd extra lap. So 3 laps to go for Graman to hold on, and that lap, by the end of it, he was a little bit more safe, but it's through the first half of the lap that Delaval really seems to have the advantage. So here's the replay of the...
Oh, so here we go. I don't know. I actually don't know.
And that was the squeeze.
Yeah, Del Piccolo looks hungry, doesn't he? I want to know how Robert died as well. Oh, you saw this. Yeah, I mean, Del Piccolo looks hungry.
And really line that one up nicely.
The entry of the 3-wide didn't look as bad as it looked. I didn't like his exit. He did drive off the corner. I mean, you can't go into a 3-wide and drive off it like that because there's 2 other cars, but his entry wasn't as bad as I thought. He did sort of get alongside.
Oh, he was slightly put off by the ADX car, and that is how Van
Yeah,
Halen
I think he just overslowed to not hit the ADX car in the Audi. She turns into a drift car.
Grumman still out in the lead and not suffering any pressure really on this lap when it comes to an imminent overtake. He is getting closer and closer to that race win. Cook, meanwhile, still up in P4. That battling behind him with Sketchley. Sketchley is going to really help Cook here get that P4 position, and it would give Cook a genuine chance at the title going into the final 2 rounds of the season with A-Card. Currently doing well, but still 7 places behind him in the lap.
Yeah, 100%. So, predictions, Delaval, Gremain.
Delaval.
Not long left to go.
2 laps to go. Plenty of time.
BMW.
Porters with these guys now. I mean, again, a really good launch through turn 2 for Delaval, but turn 3 is the one corner on the track where you cannot overtake. Instead, it's into
I will say,
Scott Giroux.
Delaval doesn't seem to have anything in the last sector to hook anything up on a straight. He's going to have to get this done in the first 2 sectors for sure.
He's got to take a tight line. Here's Grumman. Oh, he really wanted to get to the inside there, Delaval, but he couldn't quite. Again, the cutback, but it's not a long run into the corkscrew. And once he gets through the corkscrew, he's a little bit more safe. I think it's going to be into Scott Giroux or Penny Pincher that the lead changes hands.
100%. I don't even think his teammate can help him here. I think his teammate's just there to capitalise when the move happens to try and make it a 2-for-1. Let's see how Delaval sets this up. That BMW at the moment, Gremain's tyres, they're looking good. Looks like he's got really good traction off the slower speed stuff. Slower speed, see what I did there? Right, there is no slow speed.
He's been good through this chicane as well recently. And that was really good as well.
I think he broke that's a good camera, Sam. It looked like he broke a little early. I think it almost caught out Delaval, which in turn almost caught out Porter. But again, nothing great matters in the straights.
We've got 1 more lap to go for Antoine Grumman to hold on. I think if Grumman has won a race this season.
Oh, he deserves it. He's up 4. 2 positions onto T1 and overtook the leader. Oh, as we see someone stopped on the line back there.
Grumman has not won a race this season. Delaval, before tonight, hadn't won a race this season. He might get 2 by the end of tonight. Would be the first double race victory of the season. And that is a good run again. But again, it's turn 3, where you can't overtake. Heading into Scott Giroux for the final time. This is where he's got the biggest advantage. He's going to go to the outside. It's the Absolute Motorsport aceless driver. Grumman holding on for all he's worth. And he will be ahead heading into Penny Pincher. And he's got a bit of a gap now as well. Delaval had to go for it because this is the part of the circuit where he's fastest. But he couldn't get it done. And the gap is 3.5 tenths.
This is the not problem. This is the difference with Delaval all season long. Massive point score, huge point score. Always podium apart from what, one or two times. But Porter, a few others get the move done, get the win.
Sure.
Yeah, I'm nothing against Delaval. Absolutely fantastic driver, but it's those extra points to get in from the wins where has given Porter such a dominant lead. Whoa.
Into the sweeper. I mean, broke late there, did Delaval, but he absolutely got it stuck. Hit the apex beautifully and he took a tight exit. But the opportunities are running out. We've only got 1 more corner to go. Grumman's a little bit deep. Grumman is wide. He's going to have a poor exit here. This is a small chance for Delaval, but this is where the Ferrari just has not been gaining the time in the draft this entire race too.
Oh, I agree.
And Antoine Grumman, who has yet to get, I think, even a podium this season. This will be a first-time race victory of the championship as well. They have 1 more corner to go, and still trying is Delaval, sending it in deep into the wheel wobbler. But heading to the checker flag, Antoine Grumman makes it 2 first-time winners tonight at Aragon, and gains 4 places for a race win for Delachaz Automotive. In the end, the top 9 were separated by 6 seconds. Cook wins out of the AM drivers, Sketchley wins out of the Pro-Am drivers, and it gives Cook a small chance at this stage of the season of the AM title still.
Yeah, 100%. What a race. Great to see. Well deserved. Where did Cook finish up? 4th, and where did Agard? 11th. So still big points, big scores for them. Sketchy outdoing Hooper though. That championship is wide open, isn't it? Right, the Pro-Am.
Still a decent gap for Agard over. Apologies, who was
Pro-Am, Hooper and
Pro-Am. So I think it's Hooper mainly battling Del Piccolo. And
Ah,
Hooper
not
was able
Sketchy,
to-
no?
Sketchy, I think, is P3 at the moment. And no, Sketchy's a little bit. Sketchy's P7 in the
Oh,
rounds.
that's a surprise.
So yeah, missed a couple of rounds. So yeah, good news for Hooper tonight, extending that lead against Del Piccolo. That will be up by about 50 points, I think, after tonight. But yeah, once again, the 2-race format delivers. We sometimes ask the drivers, do you want more 2-race formats? And genuinely, the perception is, no, I like the 60-minute races. But I think from our perspective, I think the 3 double-race formats we've had, Watkins Glen in particular, I think have been the best races this season.
Yeah, well, the top guys are never going to want it because if you pole and win or pole and third, you don't want a reverse grid of any sort. And if you're outside the top 10 on an average basis, which is 60%, 70% of the grid, what does it matter to them? It's just 2 races, so they probably want the opportunity to capitalise on people's mistakes, and that's a long race. So I get it, but yeah, for entertainment purposes, I say we reverse the whole grid.
Yes.
No, don't.
We can think back the Wheel of Fortune, reverse grid wheel, from many years ago when I first started doing commentary on Apex. And yeah, that would be some good fun. Gaman wins out then, quarter of a second it was over Dalaval. Porter in 3rd place. Cook top of the Pro-Ams. Sketchly top of the... apologies, Cook top of the AMs. Sketchly top of the Pro-Ams. Amazing performance from Carl Sketchy. He was great through qualifying, through race 1 and through race 2. Caserta in P6 was never able to get past Sketchly in the end. Neither was Van der Nesse. Hooper had great pace in P8 and is 1 step closer to the title after tonight. Tokyo in P9 and Del Piccolo. Not a bad performance there for Del Piccolo whatsoever, but really just does demonstrate how strong Michael Hooper has been when he still comes out 2nd best out of the Pro-Ams in that race. Well, 3rd best in that occasion, with Sketchly really punching above his weight, and the rest of the drivers will cycle through for you.
Am I right in saying the AMs beat the Pro-Ams in both races, though? I think Agard beat all the Pro-Ams, and this time Cook beat the Pro-Ams.
I think you are right, yeah.
Still, yeah, it's mega. Absolutely mega. Them two need a promotion.
Yes, yeah, and yeah. Well, I don't know, I don't want to give Cook a promotion if he doesn't win the title. You know,
Yeah,
I
for
feel
sure.
like everyone should win the AMs once, and then you go up, unless you get really good. But currently
True,
Cook's
true,
is
true, true.
is still at 2.1k, so he might stay as an AM for next season. Let's have a chat with a couple of our drivers, and first up, we'll have a chat with one of the best performances on the entire track all day long. It was Carl Sketchley, who joins us now for an interview. Carl, congratulations. Just, we were saying it before, just amazing pace. I mean, what is it about this track which has got this fantastic performance from you tonight?
Good evening. Yeah, thank you very much. I really enjoyed the track. I enjoyed it when they sort of first released it, but my pace was never particularly good. And then this week, it was kind of a good impetus to try and get good. So yeah, it just went well, and so I was struggling so much this week. I could barely get a clean lap, and then today it just kind of came together.
Absolutely. Talk us through that race 1. Seemed to be some tight battles. You were trying to remember, were you in that battle with like Tokyo and a couple of others for that reverse grid pole, or were you just ahead of those drivers?
I was, yes. So I was holding reverse grid pole for a fair few laps, and Tokyo was about a second behind me. I feel like he had a little bit better pace, but I thought, I might be able to manage it. And I think it was Toffs had a little bit of an issue in the complex coming onto the big main straight, and I just caught him at the wrong time, lost all my buffer, lost the reverse grid pole, and then got it back on the final lap. Just pure luck, incident ahead of me. And just sorry, I didn't get reverse grid pole, did I? I got second, but it just kind of fell into my lap. So a little bit fortunate, but I will take it.
And then race 2, you're able to be running in the top 3 places from the start. Then we had Van der Nesse have a go at you. He wasn't able to get past. And Caserta wasn't able to get past you either. I mean, you must feel pleased, not just the pace element of it, but not to make a mistake in those final 6-7 laps, because those guys were always on you, but they couldn't get past you, and they didn't really ever seemingly get alongside once Van der Nesse lost out to Caserta.
Yeah, so I was definitely in danger for a few laps there. My tyres started to struggle, the front right was on fire. But I managed to fend off a couple of attempts, which I didn't manage with Porter and Dalaval. They got straight past me. But I fended off a couple of attempts, and I think they started having tyre troubles of their own, and just kind of managed to keep it. I didn't expect to keep 5th. I expected to lose out quite a few positions, so yeah, thrilled.
Absolutely. And we head to Montreal next week. What are your opinions on that track? Very different to this one.
I like it. I struggle a little bit with it. The curbs are a little unforgiving, but I'll make sure I put in a bit of practice, and yeah, I'm sure it'll be fun. Quite tricky to race, but so was here, to be honest. Overtaking was not particularly easy.
Absolutely, yes. And well, you absolutely utilised that to finish in that 5th position there, Carl. Congratulations on a fantastic race 2 result and a fantastic race 1 result as well. Is there anyone you want to give a shout out to?
Absolutely. So my teammate Michael Hooper, who came in 2nd in both races as well, so we got a bear pop 1-2 both times, which is fantastic. And then a shout out to everyone else in the bear pop racing team. A great group of folk, and I know a couple of them watch these broadcasts, so yeah. And cheers for yourselves for hosting and commentating. It's always good to watch.
Yeah, GG's, Carl.
Thank you very much. We appreciate the kind words. We had an absolute mare earlier on. We forgot that the leader was in the race. So
Both of us.
We don't deserve any thanks whatsoever. We are dreadful. But thanks for having a chat with us, Carl, and best of luck for the remaining 2 rounds.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that wasn't our finest moment.
Carl Sketchley finishing in P1 of the Pro-Ams. We never forgot about Sketchley, to be fair. We never had a panic and thought, where's Sketchley in the race? But we did do that with Cook. That, unfortunately, is our interview's gone. I don't know why the drivers are quite so shy tonight, but maybe uninstalling Aragon, perhaps a few of them, and thinking... But that's another driver who does like it. I think, is this becoming the Marmite track on iRacing?
It's just new, and we've gone through a phase of a lot of new tracks, so I think we just need to heal some wounds and let the better tracks rise to the top. iRacing just dumped a load of track on us, and I think it's just become, people are almost like, no, I'll leave it a couple of seasons, and if it becomes popular, I'll invest time in it. I think that's what it's become, because they've gone out and bought Oschersleben and Rudskogen and all these tracks, and then Lebanon and Winton, and all it's just gone on and on and on and on. And people probably were investing them and then thinking, wait, nobody drives them.
Well, we've got 2 more now. We've got Mazzana and Portimao, which, to be fair, are 2 terrific circuits.
At the moment, I think Fuji was the last success story, and now people are they're being patient.
Mugello is turning into a success story.
Correct.
I think, because it's such a good track.
Yeah, this one at the moment just needs to earn its spot, which it will. I think the racing today was good. It looked like a good track. I mean, to say there's not many overtaking spots, that's just GT3s in general nowadays. It's getting trickier and trickier. The dirty air's going up, the draft's going down.
And of course, if we had the hairpin if we were using the other configuration,
true,
that final corner becomes 3 times easier to overtake. So,
is this which is the more default layout? Like, what did IMSA run?
So we copy IMSA in this series.
Oh, okay.
But in previous seasons, this is the first time I've seen the motor layout used. When I've seen it in other series, like Porsche Cup, I think used this track. F4 have used this track. It's always been the hairpin at the end of the show.
Gotcha. All right. But no, I like it. I like the look of it. A fast Laguna Seca.
Do you know who this guy is? I don't recognise him. I think we need to check if he's in the grid or not. Jonathan Cook is ready to have a chat with us. Do you want to have a chat with him?
Sure, yeah. Hey, Jonathan, can you hear me okay?
Oh, hello. How are you doing?
Hello. Yeah, very good. How's yourself? That second race as well. Did you have to pinch yourself leading? How did it feel?
Well, I didn't realise I had pole until my teammates pointed it out, and then I was just like, oh god, I don't want to be on pole. I managed to get a good jump at the start, and then I was just like, right, okay, I need to keep pushing, because if I can build as much gap as possible, then, you know, hopefully they'll catch me a bit later in the race rather than early. So, yeah, it went alright, I suppose.
No, you did well. You did really well. We actually, unfortunately, if you watch it back, we lost you for a bit. We were wondering.
It was the worst moment of our.
Yeah, we couldn't find you on the standings. We'd almost convinced ourselves that you hadn't gridded for the race, and then we found you out in first.
Yeah, well, I look forward to seeing my magic trick in race 2 when I watch it later.
The disrespect from us was unreal.
It was unreal.
So we must apologise.
Yeah,
hey,
I think that's 100 points on my championship.
Correct. And Am leading in this field is an impressive feat, even in the reverse top 10, I think, because of the quality of drivers we have in the series. But no, excellent, well done. You, how did the first race go for you?
To be honest, I mean, I sort of came into it thinking I was going to be, in a way, clear. I thought I seen Agard's pace in a friend's official race, and I saw his pace, and I was like, oh, okay, in a way, I've got this quite comfortably. And then I heard also that the ADX guys who are in the Audi, they were struggling with their tyre wear in the races as well. Like their tyres are dropping off the cliff. So I thought in my head, even if Agard is in front of me, that his pace would drop off a lot in the race. But in race 1, he was just clear. So I just couldn't match him, and my tyres were cooking, and I just had Hooper all over the back of me all race, and I was just trying to plod along, trying to make it to the finish. But yeah. And then race 2, I decided to lift and coast a lot more, try and get the temps down, and that's I think helped because I managed to keep P4. So
Lift and coast for your tyres, yeah.
Yeah, just trying to reduce sort of the braking and the heat going into the tyres, especially the front right, which was insanely hot. But yeah, I did think if I mentioned this in the stream, you guys would probably be like, why the hell are you lifting and coasting? But it helped me keep that position because it just helped me get to the apex there. So.
Yeah, and you're taking speed off as well, so it's fine. It's just I didn't expect you to say that on a sprint race. But yeah, GT3 tyres, when they get hot, do work against you, and obviously the field is so tight here and so difficult to pass, so it is really about minimizing those mistakes. So you actually made the right call, and it worked out. 2 great results. You must be really happy.
Yeah, I am. I was hoping the conditions would be a lot better. I did the VRS sprints early in the season, and I was loving Aragon. And I sort of did the IMSA conditions and the conditions you guys said, and I was like, God, there's no grip. I tried Aragon set up by used on Bathurst, and it was awful. I was like, well, why is it so good at Bathurst, but it's not good at his own track? So I just couldn't understand it. But yeah, no, it was good. I feel like I had a damage limitation round, so I think that's good. So.
Excellent. Well, GG's. Is there anything anyone would like to give a shout out to?
Yeah, my teammate Russ Fowler is back in tonight, and the ADX guys who I've sort of been practicing with and trying to learn from them as much as I can. So yeah, and obviously thank you to you guys for putting on a good championship and a stream. So.
Cheers. Yeah, and again, congratulations, great racing, and we'll see you next week.
Yeah, cheers guys. Have a good weekend.
Cheers. Jonathan Cook there, who we found in the end. Not our finest moment.
No. Good stuff. He seemed quite respectful of it. So next up we go to Montreal, a circuit that isn't visited enough. It's an absolutely legendary circuit, is Montreal. Yes, all the corners are chicanes, but they're really good chicanes. The curbs are a menace. I think IMSA are visiting Montreal. I think it's in prototypes as well for next week. I mean, that's in GTP. I imagine that's going to be absolute hell, because are you going to be able to take the curbs?
I think nowadays, yes, I think so. With how we run the cars, I love the track as well. I'm with you. It's a fantastic track. IMSA, I don't know. Plus,
that first sector, if you're behind, you're almost behind the whole time, aren't you?
Plus, the only thing I hate in GTPs at the moment is 2 things: A, everything about the Acura, and we're going to be running Acuras, and 2, if you're running an Acura, hairpins. It has throttle lag. So if you come into that hairpin, any of the other GTPs, you just do what you normally do. No, with the Acura, you gotta go deep, yeet your wheel, slap the throttle down early. You can open your wheel late because there's no power coming to the engine, and then it kicks in. And I was doing Hockenheim, and again, Acura, hairpin. In the end, it just drove me mad.
You drive the Caddy.
Yeah,
is the Caddy going to be good?
It's all Acura. It's all Acura this season until they do something.
Well, that is our preview of GTPs, but we will be racing GT3s next week, and yeah, we'll be back to the 60-minute formats for that round of the championship, as the championships really do start to matter even more with just a couple of races to go. That will be next week. Of course, make sure to subscribe to the channel in order to watch all of our future broadcasts as well. We've got the new Radicals series starting on Sunday. That's the European and the US official, not official series, but official championships. Very big deal. That will be a really good fun on Sunday. We've also got ARA F3 tomorrow. We've got Rick Motec on Monday. And we've got many other series, ARL prototype as well, next Thursday. So subscribe to the channel, certainly. Thanks to our sponsors, Apex Racing Academy, to SDK Gaming, to Apex Racing Simulators as well, and to VRS for sponsoring this broadcast and making all these productions possible. And of course, do check out the Apex Racing League and Apex Racing TV social medias as well. We have got the late Apex starting up in about 20 minutes time, so keep tuned on either our Twitch channel or our YouTube channel. Me and David are going to be going through the iRacing February development updates along with other sim racing news. There's been a few other things which have happened and everything going on in the Apex brands as well. But for now, from myself, Sam Fitzpatrick, and from David Sampson and everyone here from Apex Racing TV, we will say goodbye and we'll see you back at Montreal for the penultimate round of the season in 7 days' time. See you then.